Okay, nose gear. Not a particularly glamorous part of the airplane, but some really neat innovation in here that I think you'll all appreciate. First and foremost, the landing gear is full 360-degree cast ring. So anybody who's had an airplane before that the nose wheel only casters a little bit, or it's actually has nose gear steering to it, if you want to go backwards with that into your hangar, you got to get out the tow bar, you got to hook it on there, and it's actually kind of tricky to back up an airplane with a tow bar. With this cast ring all the way, you can push the nose in any direction you want, and that nose wheel will caster all the way around, which is just fantastic by itself. It presents another design challenge for us, and that is that we have retractable gear. So we need to get that wheel back up inside of the well when we want to land on the water, or after we take off. So that wheel can't be cocked to the side, one side or the other. So we developed an innovative little mechanism that you'll see up there on the slide between the nose gear door and the strut. You'll see that aluminum gas strut that's there. Actually, it's a spring strut right there. And that rides on a little cam on that nose wheel mechanism. So as soon as the weight's off of the nose wheel, that cam rotates that gear around. It centers itself up perfectly, so when you retract it, it goes right up into the wheel well. And retraction on this airplane turned out very nice. It's only a 7-second retract or extend cycle. So you'll really appreciate that. If you forgot to put your gear down until you're on short final, you can still get it down with plenty of time before you touch down.
Since this is an amphibious aircraft, of course, landing gear up or down is really important, right? Depending on whether you land on land or whether you land on water. So we designed the interior such that we actually designed it around a procedure. The procedure is something that you want to always repeat. So the way that works is on the inside, and you can see on the slide up there, we have a very exposed landing gear lever. That's the most prominent lever in the cockpit, so that when you are in a rush, you can find that instantly. It has a certain shape that doesn't feel like anything else, so there's a tactile feedback. Yes, I grabbed the landing gear lever. You place it over-centered to where you want to select the gear, and then there's a light, as you see on these slides. If you select up, landing gear up, it's blue like water. It's got the iconography to speak to that. You select it down, it's orange, a little bit more, be aware, don't land on water with that. And you've got a straight landing strip there. Yeah. What you do is you select your landing gear position, you check that the light is on, and then you see, for the few people here, you can see it in the wing, there's the wing cuff. Inside the wing cuff, I think we have a slide on that as well. Inside the wing cuff is a small set of mirrors. They're exactly curved to show you where the gear is if it's in down position. So you double check whether the mirror shows you that the gear is where it's supposed to be. So that way, if we always follow that procedure, you should be able to be very sure of where that landing gear is.
Yeah, another feature of the landing gear, we'll talk about the nose gear doors for just a minute. Because it is a seaplane, the gear doors are actually a very robust part of the structure. Actually, the hull is probably one of the most robust parts of a seaplane in the first place. So how that suits us very well is those gear doors take so much hydrodynamic pressure that they're very well suited when you go ahead and beach this airplane on the shore, not on a rock, but on the shore. You can go ahead and those doors are going to support you just fine. So that works really well for us. And there's one other feature that's a little bit hard to see here, but you'll see it up there in that slide. So just on the front edge of these doors, there is a gap that's open up when the gear doors open. And when we took our proof of concept airplane, taxied it into some seaweed-filled water, we actually did that down here on Lake Winnebago, all the seaweed got trapped right in that hinge line. Really annoying, because then you got to shut down, you got to get out, and you got to take that seaweed out of there. So these shark fins, as we call them, placed strategically right in front of that gap, will actually deflect the seaweed so that it doesn't get caught in that gear door, and the gear comes up and seats itself nicely. So you get gear up indication, then you can go taxi out for takeoff.
Yeah, so or if you go the other way around, if you're, let's say, landed in the lake and you gotta go up a ramp, so you put the gear down, go up the ramp. Now, of course, what are you gonna do? You're alone in the aircraft, right? You have the feet on the brake. You gotta stop the aircraft and put shocks on. So we have actually a little lever that's right next to your seat. So with the feet on the brake, you move that lever forward, it locks the brake. You can get out and put your chocks on. It's a bleeding system, so over time it'll loosen up, but it'll be plenty of time for you to get out and secure the aircraft. Talking about brakes, I should mention this. We've chosen Behringer brakes on this aircraft, which I'm really happy about because they look darn cool. And I got some brownie points from Matthew because they're 3 pounds lighter than the other competitors.
3 pounds matter. Really matters.